Hey everybody, welcome back to our EverQuest nostalgia here. This is Gnarlo. Can you wave to everybody, Gnarlo? Yes, you can. Awesome. We are here, of course, in Akanon. And whenever I left off, I was just off to. Let me finish cycling, get back in first person. There we go. We were just off right over yonder. Past that little bit of rock there, we were over in the newbie grounds. We were killing spiders and skeletons and stuff like that. We will pull it up here. As you can see, I need to read through those tips, make sure I can get rid of it. We are one bubble away from hitting level 2. But I'm also running out of storage space. So I've got a rusty spear I can't use, got a rusty morning star, spiderling legs, some silk. May hold on to the silk. I think there is a need for that, but we can get rid of the size 4 gizmo as well. That's part of a quest inside. So I'm going to run over here. We've got 50 copper and 3 silver. We're doing really well on the monetary front. I'm going to run right over here. The nearest merchant that you can sell stuff back should be right inside this building here, so that you do not actually have to go back into Akanon. Now I've turned mouse spring on as well. You'll notice when I let go of the mouse button, I snap back to the front. That's because I don't know what it is, but it seems like the controls here have an awful lot of way too much play in the up and down direction. The whole y-axis just seems to be a little too sensitive. I have to move it halfway across my desk here to turn to the side, but I just twitch it slightly up and down, and suddenly I'm staring at the treetop. So I put that back on to always snap me back into a forward look here. Now, freed Fimplefur. Let's go ahead and let's hail him. Okay, he's got nothing to say to us. Let's right-click on him. As you see, it opens up. He is a merchant. He says, "Hi there, Gnarlo. Just browsing? Have you seen the orc hatchet I just got in?" No, I haven't, but I think I may sell you one. So let's see what we got. He is a... Looks like he is a tailor merchant. So you see here, backpack pattern, belt pattern, cloak pattern, how to sew instructions, a large sewing kit, which we are going to buy if we got the money. Oh, it's a platinum. Can't get it yet, but we will definitely get it. One thing, because I always enjoyed sewing, it was one of the trade skills. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. One of the trade skills that I did back in the day. But also the large sewing kit has, if I remember right, 6 spaces in it, I think. So you can actually put it in your thing and use it as a 6-space container. The only thing is, and many people did this, got to be careful not to put anything truly valuable in it, because the number of times that we've accidentally hit combine takes everything inside the sewing kit and turns it into whatever item it is. And if you weren't a legitimate item, it would just eat the things. If it couldn't turn them into anything, it would just eat them and they would disappear forever. Now, under the new interface here, I don't know if that would still happen or not. We will probably test it once we get the opportunity to. But we will see. The other great thing about the other great thing about merchants in this game that you almost never find, in fact, I think long and hard, I can't think of any other game off the top of my head right now that sets them apart from every other game, is that whatever you sell back to them, they keep. In the old days, they would keep it at least until a server reset. Because I remember back in EverQuest, every now and then, like when the server would go down for maintenance once a week, or later on once every 2 or 3 weeks, once things got a little bit more stable, after those first initial months of the game, you know, anything you sold back, like Rusty Morningstar, Rusty Longsword, all these things are probably stuff that the Rat Whiskers are definitely stuff that the players in the area have sold to him, which is what we're going to do right now. If I remember right, I think let's see, give it to him like that. Let's see, stand close and right click to begin a transaction. All right, let's go ahead and done. We may have to look at the tips again. To view the details, click on the item. Find out how much the merchant will pay, left click an item. Okay. So let's left click here and see. All right, we weren't close enough. All right, you see that rusty shortened spear? He'll sell it to us for gold, 2 silver, and 3 copper. Sorry, he'll buy it for that. Okay, now hold the shift key. Let's go ahead and sell it. Yes, indeed, we can't use it. We got our first gold there now. Isn't that wonderful? How much will he do this for? 2 gold. Sell that sucker too. All right, spiderling legs. I'm not sure if these are used in a quest here or not. I know that later they're used in cooking. If I remember right, you can get chocolate-covered spiderling legs. But at the moment, we don't have any cooking skills, so we'll go ahead and sell those back. 8 copper. He probably is not going to sell that. Yeah, he will. 9 copper for a size 4 gizmo. Sell that. I'm going to hang on to the silk for now. Because like I said, I think it can be used. I'm going to hang on to the bone chips because they can be sold. Get enough of these. Usually necros will buy these, and I think tailors will buy the spiderling silk. So we're going to hang on to all of those right now. As you see, like I said, we are 1 bubble away, and that has helped us a good deal. We are at 6 of 60 weight. We have got 78. That'll go up to 14. That'll go up to 1. Got a little over 4.5 gold right here at the moment. So very nice. All right. You also see we had to make another window down here. I went ahead and built a combat window. The way you do that is, you just right click on your main bar here. Go to new chat window. When you click on it, it'll put up a new window. Then you can click on that window, same thing here, and rename it. And then you get a choice of what all do you want to go to it. In this case, I am filtering all my combat and spell channels are all going right over here. So this right here is for the more important stuff like talking to merchants, communication, anything that is just for your basic communication stuff. All right, so there we go. That is handling with the merchant here. That is getting us... Yep, we say www. We did that a lot back in the day. Okay. So as you see, ooh, look at it becoming night. Starting to get dusky on us here. I'm going to run back on around here to the other side, to the newbie grounds. And we are going to keep killing things and see if we can't get that magical ding where we hit level 2. And when we do, we will be back to share that with you. And then hopefully we'll have enough money we can run in and buy ourselves a few more spells. And we'll see you in a bit. Just a quick addendum now that I'm back out here in the hunting fields again. Right out here at the newbie area. I forgot Chryson over here. Let's get up close to her. So one of the druid type people. She regards us indifferently. She is a merchant. Right click on her. See, she is a merchant. I totally have forgotten that she sold druid spells, I think. Yep. See, combust, endure magic, greater healing, resist cold, shield of brambles. Now, a lot of these can also be used by other things like regeneration, I think, or is druid and shaman, I think. Yep. Druid is level 34. They get it. Shaman get it at level 24. And there's probably some spells on here that I can use as well, like, endure magic, perhaps. I think that's one that I can cast. Yep, see, clerics get it at 19, paladins at 30, druids 34, shaman at 19, enchanters, I think 20. I have to take a look at a spell list to be sure because the thing is in the way there. But there you go. Yep, sells spells. See some of the stuff that people have sold back to her that they've been getting out of here. Small cloth sleeves and all that kind of stuff. Stuff that we might be tempted to buy, but she sells it back to you for a lot more money. All the merchants do. The merchants sell it back to you for a heck of a lot more money than they would ever buy it from. That is quite an item. A helm of Rife. 8,137 platinum. Armor class 6, strength 9, agility 5. Wow. Can be used by Ixar. Any Ixar can wear a helm of Rife. Wonder how much she would sell that for. Anyway, that right there shows you. We will get back over here to working on our leveling up again. And we will see y'all again, hopefully, in just a few as it becomes darker and darker and night begins to set in. Alrighty, as you see, night is falling here. Let's go ahead and stand up, look up at the sky. Isn't it glorious? Look at all those stars. And the moon is out. I imagine that must be Lucklin. Lucklin is the moon that circles our planet. One of the moons, anyway. I think there was a couple, actually, that supposedly circled Norath. But I think Lucklin was one of them. That would be also the moon that the Shadows of Lucklin expansion was all about. Let's come on down. I was sitting up here while I was sitting to regain my mana. We were almost out of mana there at that last battle. See, this is the only problem with... now, this is the... Let's see, does that... Yeah, that looks me down. That's the only problem with having the spring look on. Is that it means every time I look down to loot something... Let's see, can I get farther away from it? Nope. I'm going to say get closer, isn't it? Alright, let's go click here. That's the only thing with spring look is that it makes it so that you can't look down really easily. So let's go back to mouse. Go back to there. Alright, there we are. I'm just going to have to work on getting my hand a little bit more steady here. There we go. Let's loot. Very good. And now it'll rot, right? Yep. Boy, we got that one in the last few seconds that it was available. Okay. Now, can we get that decaying gnome? Can we pull another skeleton? I like the skeletons because they have a chance to have armor, they have a chance to have weapons, and because they carry money. Animals don't usually carry money. Let's keep watching right over here. You see all the combats over here now. So if I was in a group or chatting with someone or trying to keep an eye on something, I wouldn't have to worry about it. Okay, Shadow Breath wore off. Let's hit them with it again. Alteration and channeling just keep on climbing. Imagine I've just about, look how close we are there. Imagine we have just about maxed out our piercing skill for that little dagger we've got in our hand. Alright, one more kill. As you see there, that yellow bar is almost full. One more kill, we should ding level 2 and probably get a little bit into level... Little bit of a advance into the other level there, level 2. Alright, let's see what we can do. Remember to con everything. I've had a really nasty fight out here with a spiderling that I didn't realize was a higher level than I am. Most of them are the same level. Okay, even fights. That means they're first level. Most of them are the same level, but one of them is apparently a good deal higher. Because he was doing his best to kick our ass. Getting there. Short breath worn off. Let's hit him with it again. Concentration 7. Get ready for it. Ding! Level 2. Ooh, and he was carrying a full silver there too. See? You have gained a level. Welcome to level 2. Awesome. Nice, nice. Fantastic. Now, it was always traditional in the past to yell ding and get congratulations from your guild, your group, that kind of stuff. Let's see if there's anybody in this zone. Couple. Necromancer, level 14, level 35 Necromancer. I don't think we'll do it this time, not with a level 2. We will hold off. We'll save it for a really special occasion, like, level 3. We'll do that. Now, what I'm going to do is, what do we got here? I am going to run back into Akanon, and we are probably going to go visit the bank. I'll show you all where the bank is, and then we're going to go back by the Library Mechana Magica and see if we are going to have any money that we can buy some more spells with. So that is where we are going to head now. And we will see you in just a little bit. And that's one thing I did start doing back, I guess I was less than level 10. Like I said, I played a large portion of the game, probably 90% of the game. When I was playing, I would be in first person. But later on, probably about 4 or 5 months into it, my spell's wearing off. Probably about 4 or 5 months into it, sometime late summer, early spring of 1999, I discovered that when you were traveling across country, it was nice to go into third person because that would give you at least a little bit of peripheral vision around yourself, But we're in safe territory here again, so let's go back, and I will see you whenever we're further down into Akanon. Alright, I see the Priest of Discord has added another corpse to his collection. And Grimlock is still there too. Alright, we are coming back into the main cavern here of Akanon, the main merchant center. I'll remember right up there to our right, where the Library Mechana Magica is. We are going to hold off for that for just a moment. Instead, we're going to walk straight over here. You're going to notice this big pyramid area here. It's right here. Go up into it, and the bank is going to be right down in here. Let's come to the right. Continue on down. And I'm wanting to say, let's see, does that clock actually tell the time? Yeah, we've entered into Akanon. I want to say the bank is right over here to the right. Yep, there it is, vault. So we can go ahead and click on that. You'll see the Clockwork Banker. That's one of the sad secrets of Akanon and the gnomish lifestyle is that much of the gnomish economy is based on clockwork slavery here, which was fine until they developed sentience and feelings, and much like the replicants, they decided to revolt. And in EverQuest 2, you come to Akanon, and Akanon is actually a dungeon in EverQuest 2 because it has been taken over. The Clockworks revolted, and you actually have to fight Clockworks because it's guarded by them. They live here. They have taken it on. It's no longer Akanon. It's now known as Clackanon. But let's talk to the banker here. You see, here's the Clockwork Banker. And there is our banking thing. And I'm glad. Oh, it is so nice to see they've got the old one. I was wondering if they were going to have the one with the shared bank where you could exchange money and items among your characters, but nope, it's the old-fashioned one where it's just you. All right, let's close that for now. We are going to take this. Let's accept all the money. Now this is a trick you can do at the bank. You notice we took 117, I think, coins. As you click them, you see it distributes them out. It converts them into whatever currency upgrades them. So now we've got 1 gold, 1 silver, and 3 copper. I am going to take those and bring them over here, put them into our, back into our inventory. Got almost enough for another gold. We are almost at 5 gold there. Okay, and that's much better. And as you notice, our weight's gone down even more. Getting rid of those coins has taken us from 6 to 4 just by converting the coins down. And that's why you'll see certain classes like monks. Monks start suffering armor class penalties the more weight they're carrying. So it is very important for them to have very low weight. You'll see them just throwing down mountains of copper. And later on, you'll see them throwing down mountains of silver too. It's like, I remember many times that toward the end of when I was playing, it's like a monk in the group. If it wasn't a platinum, he didn't hang on to it. He just dumped it on the ground. Which is another good reason to have someone like the cleric do master looting and split it all amongst everyone at the end. Alright, there we go. We've done the Clockwork Banker. We're going to go back out, and then we're going to wander over to the Library Mechana Magica. And we'll see you over there whenever we are working at seeing what spells they have for us. We have returned to the library. We're in here. Here's our guild leader of the merchants, the Enchanters Guild, Julian Earncaller. We right-clicked on her, brought up our practice screen. You notice we get 5 practices for every level. We had the original 5. Now that we're level 2, we've got 10 practices. I'm still holding off on training, just because a lot of the stuff that we have right now, just through sheer use, is going to level up like crazy. There are things that really don't level. I remember back in the past when I was originally playing, the main goal, the main advice back then was to save your practices to put into stuff like specialize. Put into stuff that you're not going to get any better at just by, oh yeah, I forgot I was a gnome. We can tinker, can't we? Hit level research. When we hit level 16, put a practice into research. Save them up for putting points into whatever trade skills you want. And as you see there, we're a master of common. We're a master of gnomish. So we're already excellent at 2 languages, taking them up as far as you can go. So there's nothing there that we want to train in right now. I'm going to get on the board and see if that is still a viable and accepted strategy. But in the meantime, I'm going to start looking around and see if I can find what it is, which character it is that, which one of these merchants sells the first level and second level enchanter spells. That's a level 8. That's a level 12, so I've definitely got too high one here. I'm going to keep looking around until I can find them. And we will let you know what we buy, if anything, depending on how long our money lasts. Welcome back to the click clock of all these clockworks. Told you we would show you right over here. We are just inside where where Julian is standing. Just to the left is Clockwork Merchant right here. You click on it. And they've got all these spells at the top. which are like 8th level enchanter spells and stuff, but I forgot that they tend to start at the top with high level and go down. So as you scroll down, you get down here in some of the lower levels, like Pendrill's Animation, which is a 1st level enchanter pet. And you've got Strengthen, which is something I used a heck of a lot. Shamans get it at 1st level, enchanters get it at 1st level. It adds, is it 10? Either 10 or 20 to your strength. I used this from this point until the end of my career. When Gnarlo was in his mid to late 50s, he was still casting strength. Because the great thing is it's, like I said, either 10 or 20 extra points of strength. But it stacks with just about everything. I don't think I ever found anything that strength that didn't stack with. So boom, right there you got an extra level, extra 10 of strength for free. And especially when you're someone like me who's always walking around with a level 60 strength, that little bonus is really helping. Now, we had enough money and all to buy 4 spells. We bought Weaken, which is a debuff. Causes your opponents, I think it lowers their armor class and the amount of damage they do to you. We got Strengthen, of course, for us. Minor Illusion and Pendrill's Animation. Now, a lot of people will tell you that these are ridiculous spells to get. Unfortunately, I tend to be a completionist. I like to get all my spells for every level, whether or not they're going to do me any good or not. So, Pendrill's Animation is the first level enchanter pet. We need to go get a tiny dagger. I'm going to be looking to who sells the tiny daggers, because just like Necros use bone chips to make their pets, we use tiny daggers to make ours. And then we got Minor Illusion. And Minor Illusion is the first of the many illusion spells that enchanters eventually get. So I am actually going to go ahead, open up our spell book. We are going to scribe it in here. There we go. Let's memorize it now. Put it down here at the bottom. It's not something we want to use very often, but when we do want to use it, it's a fun one. There we go. Now, what Minor Illusion does is that it chooses an inanimate object somewhere in the area and turns you into it. Let's see what it's going to pick for us. Boom! There you go. See, we just turned into one of those lights. Unfortunately, you cannot move while you're one, but it's a fun way to kind of hide yourself. As you notice, your name goes away too. I remember turning into a torch in the middle of a pathway one time and having everyone very confused at why there was a torch there. And once we get over to Freeport, I can show you there's like a meadow muffin or a cow patty in one of the streets, and I was able to reproduce the cow patty, and suddenly there were 2 cow patties there. So there you go. Now, to get rid of it, we just click here, and that turns us back to our normal, gorgeous self, and lets us move again. Okay, so I'm going to go back into first person again. There we go. Alrighty. And we are going to finish memorizing our spells. And I am going to see if I can find who it is that sells tiny daggers. And I'll show you the enchanter pet when we come back too. So I will see you again in just a little bit here. We are just down the path from the Mechana Magica up there, turning over toward where we go up to the vault and the first merchant right here. The Clockwork Merchant. You click on her, and down here we have Tiny Dagger. And that shows you, as you see here, quantity. If it's got a line, if it's got something like, you know, these, Rusty Warhammer 27, Small Box 20, those are usually the things that people have sold to them. Large bags, you know, that sort of thing. That's usually stuff that people have sold to them. Looks like we got backpacks here too, or not always stuff that they've sold to them, but often stuff they have limited quantities of. You know, if it's something like he don't want you to have a whole bunch of backpacks, you can buy plenty of bandages here. It looks like she must be the merchant for like trades, a lot of trade skill stuff like Jasper, Cat's Eye, you know, for working on jewelry. Sells backpacks. Next time we get 6 gold, we're going to come back and buy a backpack as well. I'd forgotten about that. But right down here, she sells tiny daggers, and they are 1 silver each. So we are going to buy about 7 of them. Let's go ahead and spend all our silver. This is another thing we didn't have back in the original days, is that we didn't have the ability to buy multiple items when the game first started. If you wanted 20 silver daggers, you had to click on it 20 times in order to buy them. Okay, so there you go. And from there, we are going to wander back out to the newbie grounds. And once we get out there, we will pull up our pet and start working on our way through level 2, heading toward level 3. And we'll show you how an enchanter pet works. And we'll look at our new skills as well, new spells. You'll notice I already have strengthen up over here, right there. And strengthen, I've gone from 60 to 66. So I think what strengthen must do is, maybe it wasn't plus 10 it gave you, maybe it gave you plus 10%. That's what it's looking like it does. So fantastic. Alrighty. As I said, we are going to head on out, and we will see you in a while.